So I had a comment posted on a video asking about my light bar. So we discuss how this happened. I got it on Amazon. I had done another version, a more narrow version of this, and when I got it, it had issues. It was another brand. I didn't really. I returned it obviously because it didn't work, but I took the opportunity to go to a wider version that was closer to the width of the lights itself. Just felt like it would look better, brighter. And this is a 72 watt light from Nilight, Nilight. They're still available. I don't remember the exact price on them, but the modifications to get them here was the challenge, because the Thunderbirds have a lighting kit that is generally designed for the standard Thunderbirds or the single headlight versions. This is a Storm, and the brackets, they just look funny. They're also really expensive compared to that. For me, a lot of the things I do are budget based. This makes me unique in that way. You know, it doesn't have that old school look. I like it, but these brackets are very common. This is what's left. I'm not even sure if this is the one that piece came off of, but basically you have this tube piece and then generally an L shape that bolts on here and comes off at an angle. So what's under here is, and I'll get up under there, right there, is one of those that I cut down to be short, because if it were longer it would be interfering with the, and I'll show you on this side, the tube for the brake bars right behind it, my brake lines and whatnot. So there it is, and it comes down. Actually, I believe the downside is the side that's cut, and then I used the black Sharpie marker to cover over the silver of the cut aluminum, and that allowed me to use the brackets that came with this light forward. Typically, you know, you'd mount these on top of something or under something, but I couldn't get the angle of rotation from these points that allowed me to aim this downward in a, you know, sort of DOT inspired aiming, so that it's not blinding cars as it goes on. Gives me a whole lot more light down the road and also width. Now, I originally bought these thinking I'd put them on here. The problem and my concern why I didn't end up going with that was that under heavy compression, there was a really good chance that I was going to smash my shocks on it. So it never lived like that. I immediately saw it was an issue, and that's when I started looking into chopping it around and doing this. And plus then it ended up giving me this awesome place for my gremlin skulls that I have collected from various people and places over the years. Anyway, 72 watt light. I used a prefab relay. The wire comes off the back over the top and tucks down into here. Prefab relay harness on a relay in here that is tied to the factory connection for the light bar accessory. So the switch on the handles is what turns it on and off. I took the time to find out what kinds of plugs those were, the factory connections. I found those on Amazon. So I actually made a connection that plugs directly into the factory harness. It's not spliced, it's not tapped in. That was, you know, time consuming to say the least, but I didn't want to chop things up. I wanted it nice and clean, and I wanted the switch on the handle. I wanted it to be right. I didn't want to damage anything electrically, which is why I used the relay, and I have been extremely happy with it. This many years down the road, cold weather, winter riding, freezing, rain, whatever, never leaks, never fogs, always works. Anyway, just wanted to share. You know how it is, like, subscribe, and I'm going to keep trying to go through comments and respond to these things and put out some posts. I'm in the process of collecting pictures from when I did my work to remove the catalytic converter and finalize out my exhaust system to the way it is now, and it will stay forever as far as I'm concerned. Thanks, guys, for coming around.